What does the 14th Amendment say, and how are Donald Trump's detractors trying to use that 14th Amendment to remove his name from the ballot?
14th Amendment was passed right after the American Civil War, and Section 3 has a provision in it that was intended to keep former members of the Confederate government and Confederate Army out of official positions of government, including Congress. And so basically it says that you're disqualified from holding, but by the way, not only federal office, but also state offices if you engage in insurrection or rebellion. And so critics of Trump are saying this means he can't be president. And so what they've been doing is they've been filing a series of lawsuits, such as one that was filed in Florida, saying that because of that provision of the 14th Amendment, he should not be on the ballot for the presidential primary election that's going to be there. That lawsuit in Florida, by the way, was just dismissed last week by a federal judge who said that voters don't have standing to bring a claim like this. The average voter doesn't have the right to bring a claim saying that some candidate is not qualified to hold office. And the most ironic thing about this, Annie, was, you know what the federal judge that dismissed the case in Florida cited?
What?
She cited the cases that were filed when Barack Obama became president by people who said that he wasn't qualified to be president because he wasn't a natural-born citizen. And those cases all got dismissed because the court said they don't have standing. The main thing about that provision of section of the 14th Amendment for people to understand is two things. One, Donald Trump, has never been convicted of insurrection or rebellion. He's never even been charged with it. And remember, in the second impeachment, the House voted to impeach him, claiming he had engaged in sedition. And what happened? The Senate found him not guilty. So how can he be disqualified under those circumstances? But the other big thing is Section 3 has something unique in it, and you and I have discussed this. It says that Congress actually can get rid of that provision of the 14th Amendment with a 2/3 vote of Congress. There's nothing else like that in any amendment. And Congress did exactly that in 1872 and 1898 when they passed two amnesty acts, getting rid of the disqualification provision. And you'll notice folks on MSNBC, CNN, all the ones who are pushing this, they never mention those two amnesty acts.
Yeah, that seems maybe not so great for their case. Before I let you go, Hans, I'm going to play Adam Schiff. I've heard you make a very, very good case as to why a lot of this stuff is, as we say on the show, bologna sausage. But I want you to listen to Adam Schiff and give your final response to why he says it would work.
I think it is a valid argument. The 14th Amendment, Section 3 is pretty clear. If you engage in acts of insurrection or rebellion against the government, or you give aid and comfort to those who do, you are disqualified from running. It doesn't require that you be convicted of insurrection. It just requires that you have engaged in these acts. It's a disqualification from holding office again. And it fits Donald Trump to a T. I think this will be tested when a Secretary of State either refuses to put him on the ballot or puts him on the ballot and is challenged by a litigant. I would imagine it will go up to the Supreme Court. And that's the big question mark through all of this, which is, what will the Supreme Court do?
Representative Schiff says you don't have to be convicted of it, and it fits Donald Trump to a T. Is Adam Schiff misinformed?
Yes, and you notice he's ignoring the Amnesty Act I just talked about. And what he's saying doesn't work with our federal system, because he's saying that after Congress actually voted him not guilty of doing that, that some local election official in some state gets to second guess what Congress did and decide that that this particular individual, Donald Trump, is not qualified to be president. Oh, please. If this gets to the Supreme Court, they'll throw the case out in a heartbeat.
Hans, I just did a quick Wikipedia search here, and it says that Adam Schiff graduated from Stanford and Harvard Law School. He's a lawyer. He seems to be a smart man. He also happens to be a politician. Why would he leave out those details if they're so important to the case?
Because what's going on here has nothing to do with the actual constitutional law. It's called lawfare. It's using the law for political purposes, and that's exactly what he's doing.